So, Jen, thank you for opening up your home.
Dear.
Like I said earlier, it's always nice to have a gathering and a get-together, but when it's somebody's fellow warrior in ministry and then also somebody's friend, it makes it so much nicer and special. So thank you. And we're all going to be obsessively calling you to see if we can use this for something.
Yes.
We won't. But Linda, our first meeting, can you believe that? All those years ago, 6 years ago, right? At Rembrandt's, yep. Linda reached out and I took a meeting with her, and with all the confidence in the world, she said, I want to work with you. I'm supposed to work with you. And she shared her story, and she was so direct that I knew she meant what she was saying. And I knew the Spirit of God had touched her, and the Spirit of God touched my heart. And really, it was a hiring basically on the spot, because I knew God had called her to the ministry, right? We both had that. And I don't typically hire on the spot. You know the processes that we go through for accountability and stewardship, but I knew God had brought you to us, and you've been a tremendous gift. And I know there's been ups and downs, and that's part of ministry and part of life, but you've always remained faithful. And I have shared this with people, so I'm sure many of you have heard me say this. I knew Linda, her heart was sold out to Christ, and that because of that, she would be a tremendous blessing to the ministry of Stanton. And I know with what Bethany or Becky shared and others, that it's, her listening to God is always the priority. And so even with your departure, right, which isn't really a departure, I'm not, I'm in denial a little bit. I've been in denial, I'm still in denial, but you'll always be a part of the Stanton family, a treasured part, and that will never change. And so I'm hoping this isn't goodbye and just, see you later, see you in a year, I don't know. But one of the things I wanted to share and just kind of briefly touch on is an important role that Linda played in the ministry. You've seen her wear many different hats, but one that is a really sacred part of our ministry is one that I carried for many years, since I founded Stanton in 2006, and before that I've been doing pro-life ministry now for 27 years. And one of the things that I trusted you with was our working with churches and pastors, and that's a really sacred role, and you did it beautifully, and I knew I could trust you with it.
And I love it.
I know. And that was a lot that I carried. Not like it's a big burden to work with pastors, but it's a lot, and it's serious, and you have to dot every I and cross every T and put your best foot forward, because we're representing the sacred work that we do. And so to hand that over to you was allowed us to grow in many other areas, because you held it sacred, and so that was tremendous. There's, being from Idaho, there's a phrase that I grew up knowing, camping, and many of you probably know it too, just from life and such, and that is, you always leave it better than you find it. And so when we would go camping up at O'Brien or wherever, you go to the campsite, and when you're leaving, you clean it up better than you found it. We used to get a broom or a rake and rake the dirt, so it looked better than even how it was when we got there. You make sure the fire pit's clean. You make sure there's not any scrape of garbage, right? Even hiking, whatever it is. And so when I was thinking about really what captivated me about your time at Stanton, is that you left it better than you found it. You were given this director of community outreach position, and ministry is, always moving forward, and the goal is that you come in and you not only sustain it, but you drive forward and get us going in an even stronger direction. And you did that, and you've left it better than you found it, and now we get to continue to build off of that. And so that's no simple feat, to a lot of people maintain and sustain, and you helped us push the ball forward, and that was tremendous. And I want to thank you on behalf of myself, personally, the executive leadership team, the board, for all of the seen and unseen sacrifices for ministry. There are things I don't know about, but I know they're there, because that's part of ministry, where you just took care of something because it had to get done. You stayed up too late to make sure it got done. You took off a weekend or many weekends, whatever it was, these unseen and unspoken sacrifices that just you do quietly because it's the right thing to do. And so thank you for every one of those moments. Thank you. And to, I know we're gonna give you some more encouragement on your new journey, but I'm excited for you and Nick and the family, and I'm excited for the church that you've connected with, that God has you there for a season, and how you guys are gonna pour into that church and the ministries there. You know, you take great pride in your work and great pride in serving God in ministry, and that church is going to be really blessed, and whatever else God has for you, and hopefully a season of rest, right? Just a season of rest, and just doing those simple things that matter and that are important with your family and with Nick, and traveling and enjoying life, and you know, God wants us doing that wellness care. And you know, you've been so faithful and worked so hard, and so this is an exciting chapter. And I am excited that not that you're moving, but that you are moving to Utah, our neighboring state, which I happen to go to all the time. So I've already thought of like 3 brunch spots, a couple dinner spots. I mean, this would be great. I can call up Linda and we can just go connect. So. And it's only a 5.5 hour drive, you know, so you're coming back.
And you're all welcome to come and see me.
Exactly. The new house looks amazing. I saw it on Facebook. It looks darling.
We've got room. Come on over.
I'm leaving tomorrow.
Right away. Road trip. Well, and how fun was it that the Heartbeat Conference was in Salt Lake? I just thought that was so cool. They rarely hold it on the West Coast. And so the fact that it was in Utah and so many could go, and that it's your new home base, I just thought it was kind of a neat thing. You know, God just kind of brought it all together, like, this is all good, everything's good. So and I do want to just transition on a light note of something I got for everybody, so that we remember your beautiful face. You know, I always think when I'm driving in my car, you know, your thoughts get going, and so there's been several times where I've been like, oh, it's going to be so hard to see Linda go, and oh my gosh, all these aspects of ministry that she was doing. He was doing this, he was doing that, you know. But I thought, geez, you know, you're always going to be a part of the Stamp family. You're always going to be in our hearts. So what can we do so that we all don't forget how amazing you are, which we're not going to do, but we need to be reminded. So I thought, well, everybody needs an air freshener. And how about one of Linda's hobbies? So cheesy. Oh, I get this way. When I'm praying, I'm in my car. I'm like, there's Linda. She didn't go away. Everything's okay.
Linda, open one and show us. Smile by your air freshener.
And she's got the purple sash. And the
Oh my God.
I'm like, see, it's not goodbye. She's right here. She's like, it's right here. We're not going to panic, you know. And if you start to panic,
Start smelling her. Just smell her. The aroma of Christ.
Yes. Now, I do have to tell you, I have these in a Ziploc. These are made in the USA, and I thought I picked the most mellow scent.
I can smell it already.
You guys, it's so pungent.
You can't use it.
You can't. honestly,
I can smell it.
I look at your eyes. You need to put it outside for like a week or two. Yeah.
I'm not going outside.
Yeah. It's the thought that matters. Hang it on a tree. Yeah. So now I was going to warn that. It's a very strong scent. I was like, made in the USA, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, they did have one that was no scent, so now, you know, for the future. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's so
anyway,
cool.
Thank you, Linda.
I love it. Yes.
We'll hand them out when people go. That's really